feeling cold against your skin. Running through the chaos, letting all the sin. Temptation in a bottle, ready for the night. Craving for the thrill, it's time to ignite. Dark desires burning bright. Echoes in the dead of night. No retreat, no looking back on this heart attack.
Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Great to be here with you on this Christmas Eve in Australia. Although it seems like apparently I can't tell the time because it's like 5 o'clock and we could have been on like an hour and a half ago. I didn't know. I was doing sort of Christmas stuff, helping out, getting ready for tomorrow. And then I noticed that there was an email in my email saying that this is from I Hate Mornings, saying Trish is ending early at like 3:25, which was like an hour and 35 minutes ago. So I am so sorry for keeping you waiting. It has been one of those types of days. It's been just everything and anything that, because everything shuts tomorrow in Australia, everything shuts down. So everyone goes a little mental in the 24 hours before Christmas. So everyone acts like they can't get through 24 hours with the shops being closed and act like this is coronavirus all over again and everything's going to, go into lockdown. Yeah, I'm serious. Like I was at the shops only like an hour ago and people are crazy. They're like buying everything, everything. It's yeah, it's a little ridiculous. It's a little ridiculous. It's people think they're like, "Oh my god, I can't go to the shops for 24 hours. I will die. I will die at home without sustenance for 24 hours." Considering most people are going to probably be heading to somebody's home, maybe they are hosting Christmas. I'm sure there is enough food in Australia right now at people's homes to feed the entire nation, including all the homeless people. There is probably enough food in everyone's homes. No one needs to go to Woolworths or Coles at 5 o'clock on Christmas Eve. No one needs to do that. It's going to be a fun show tonight, although we do have sad stories. I feel like that's what we talk about every night, even though we try and have a little bit of fun, but they're all very sad topics, all of them. And I think the saddest, and I know Trish probably would have ran this through with you already, but I have my own viewers who don't watch that channel, so we have to do it here too. But it would be the Melody Buzzard press conference that happened earlier today. And some of the details that came out about that, when that child was missing and we were all advocating to find Melody, I told you guys I was unsure if she was alive. I was like, look, I don't think so, but I always like to keep hope. The lack of urgency from authorities throughout the whole thing really spoke loud and clear to me that they had a feeling that the kid was already dead. And it's a horrible thought, I know, but when you've done true crime this much throughout your life, you sort of pick up on it. And I was picking up on these cues from police, basically not really, there was no urgency. They were not like, we've got to find this kid. She's missing. And it's like, no, they were just like, hey, there's a child. She looks like this. She may be missing. And then they're like, do you want to do anything else about that? They're like, no, we're good. That's fine. And that sort of spoke volumes to me that I think they had a feeling that Ashley had already killed her. They just needed to be able to prove it. And unfortunately, for two people who were taking photos in Utah, they had to come across Melody's body. And that, I think when I listened to the press conference today and I listened to them explain how this all came together at the end, is anyone thinking about those two people who were just taking photos of the hillside and the countryside in Utah? Could you, like, it's one thing to find a body of an adult. It's another thing completely to find the body of a child. Not only that, they said that because she was only found like a couple of weeks ago, that the decomposition was severely decomposed. They could tell it was female but they couldn't tell much more. So they were saying, like, we knew it was a girl, but we didn't really know a whole lot more about who it might have been. Um, but then they figured out, hey, there's a missing girl out of California. They said her mum may have driven through this area, and they sort of put two and two together, ran a DNA test, and waited for that comparison to come back, and it was a match for Ashley and Melody, a maternal match. Now, what they were describing in the press conference today, they were saying they count this as maternal filicide. And that's what he was saying in the press conference. He's like, yes, it's murder case, but he's like, we classify it under a very specific classification, and it is maternal filicide, which basically means the mother has killed her child, a female child, I think. And yeah, she's now in jail. She is now in jail. No bond. She's being held without bond, charged with the murder of Melody. And I think one of the most troubling things I heard come out of this press conference was, not that they found her body and it was deceased and, very decomposed. That's very disturbing, yes. But the one thing that got me was Ashley didn't just kill her. So she didn't just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna smother my child," and you go, "Okay, well, as horrible as that is, we've seen it 100 times before. Doesn't make it any better, but, we've seen it before." She shot her kid execution style in the head like a gangster, like they do it, like in like a cartel. Shot her multiple times in the head. That's something that, like, cartels do. Not a mother of a child. It's one of the most bizarre, child murders I've ever heard of. To do that to your own kid, and they reckon this video right here that you can see on the screen, not too long after this, they believe Melody was killed. They believe this might be one of the last sightings of her actually alive. So yeah, that was shocking to me. I was like, "Why? Multiple times? For what reason?" Like, I don't understand. To make sure she's not a vampire and she comes back from the dead? Like, why? It's really, that's the question, hey. Yeah, shooting. If you asked me back in, October, if you go, "Ping, what do you think happened to the girl?" There's no way I would have chose execution style murder. Uh, it's horrible. We're gonna find out from I was talking to a source today, a media member out of this area, no relation to KS by BY. They're just the one who has the video I want to play. No relation. I was speaking to a media member out in this area, and they were saying that in the last 3 weeks they had dug up a lot on Ashley, but they're not able to air it right yet. But they said just wait. They were saying to me in private message today, they said, "Just wait till some of this stuff airs in court," and they're like, "It'll open everyone's eyes to exactly what was going on, over that time period before then, dating back to the school thing with Melody," and they're saying that this will end up being one of the, very unfortunate, shocking cases out of that region, so uh, Tharvey said, "Anyone else watch Adam the Woo here on YouTube?" I can't say I've ever watched Adam the Woo, but I know who it is, and unfortunately, he died today. I heard that he passed away. Found him unresponsive in his home, and they ended up having to use a ladder to look up in his window. I think on the second floor, and yeah, they found him deceased in his home. He's considered one of the original YouTubers on YouTube, and he was sort of like one of the OG uh, daily life type vlog content that used to be around. Sort of like, remember Internet Killed Television? Internet Killed Television. Do you remember those guys out of Florida? Adam the Woo was something sort of similar to that. They were doing sort of like a day in the life type vlogging and stuff like that. Yeah, died in his sleep. Did they confirm that he died actually in his sleep? I just heard that there was no cause of death and that they found him in his bed, but that's all I'd heard. So if that's what it is, that's horrible. 51, way too young. way too young. 51. It's scary for me. Ping's 41. That's only 10 years away. Like, that's very, very frightening. Chipmunk says, I'm sure I know him. I'll look it up later. Yeah, so I can show it to you after we finish with Melody and that. I'll show it to you. So I want to play a little bit from today. I want to see if they have the press conference. I don't want to play all of it. It runs for about, hold on, let me check. I posted it on my Twitter. So if you want to watch the whole thing, I posted all of it on my Twitter. You can watch it courtesy of KSBY. I just want to play a little bit where he describes what's going on here. Let's see if it'll play. If not, I can put it up from my file that I got. All right.
In this world.
Here we go. Just a few minutes.
From the moment this case was reported, our detectives pursued every lead with determination, with urgency, and with compassion. Our investigators and those of our allied agencies worked simultaneously on multiple fronts, some maintaining around-the-clock surveillance of Ashley Buzzard, while others focused on the painstaking collection, analysis, and verification of physical, digital, and forensic evidence. That sustained effort was critical in bringing this case to where it stands today. Throughout this disciplined, methodical line of the major developments in this case, partnership, Melody was not at the residence search warrant information that included California, Nevada, and then back to California. Melody was murdered shortly after that. They knew it would be seen on video surveillance with Ashley on the Colorado side of the Colorado-Utah border on Thursday, October 9th, 2025. And detectives now believe that Melody was murdered shortly after that stop. On October the 30th, sheriff's detectives, along with the FBI evidence response team, responded and served follow-up search warrants at the home of Ashley Buzzard, as well as for a storage locker that she had rented and upon the car that she had recently rented as well. During the search of the Mars Avenue residence, an expended cartridge case was recovered. During the search of the vehicle, a live round of similar ammunition was located. Detectives submitted the expended cartridge case to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives for inclusion in their national database called NIBIN, the National Integrated Ballistic Information Network. December the 6th, 2025, members of the Wayne County Sheriff's Office in Utah responded to a call from a man and a woman who were taking photos just off the 3300 block of East State Route 24 in a remote part of Wayne County, Utah. This couple had discovered the decomposed body of a deceased person off of the side adjacent to West Caneville Road. On December 8th, 2025, a member of the Wayne County Sheriff's Office notified the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office of the discovery of the unidentified found body. Although immediate identification of the deceased person was not possible, it was apparent that the decedent was a female who had died from gunshot wounds to the head.
There you go. You heard it yourself. Gunshot wounds to the head. Now, I can take you out to West Caneville Road in Utah and sort of show you the area around like where they found her body. So this is West Caneville Road, like you saw on that map in the press conference. There's the highway that runs north, and there's the sort of Y shape that they had on the map. So if this is West Caneville Road and they found her body somewhere down here, you can kind of see the terrain that we're sort of talking about, right? Very desert, a lot of desert type terrain, really, really dry. a bit of cliffs here, like a little bit of elevation throughout it. You can see the shadows from it, but very almost desert. And then down here on this bit, a little south near the Fremont River, it's more green, more green. The closer you get to water, more greenery. Makes a lot of sense. But yeah, there's a reason these guys were taking photos. It's very picturesque and yeah, very remote. So if I zoom out, that's West Caneville Road. If I zoom out for you guys, look at it. You guys can see the surrounding area. It's very beautiful, the colors and things like that. So if we zoom out, you can see the mountains all through here. And zoom out just a little bit more. You guys can sort of start to get a look of where exactly they found her and like how remote it was. Like there's just mountains and uh, random rocky outcrops and national park and mountains and stuff. It's not somewhere you would go to do much else. So if we zoom out, there's the state of Utah. There's Salt Lake City up the top, and there's the borders. So you guys can see there's Provo. We've been to Provo a bunch of times, been to Cedar City a few times, been to Ogden a bunch. And yeah, so you guys get a good look of where exactly in the state they found her. And if you sort of look, if you're driving through, it's not that difficult to get through, especially if you're driving back to, say, California. Now, I don't know if this is a route she took, but if you go down 70, and 70 is a east to west road, and you're heading back west, it's really not that big of a detour, right? So from 70, you hop onto this highway 24, I-24, and then go all the way down to West Caneville Road down here. It's not that far of a drive. It's not that difficult to negotiate either. And then right down here, that's where they found her body. So what a desolate, sort of lonely place to leave your child. I think most parents of people would think that's not somewhere I would leave my kid, even if I did kill them. I couldn't leave them out there like that, even if I did something to them. And you have to be a real piece of work to just take your kid on what you probably explained to them. Hey, we're going to go on a road trip together, you and mom. You and mom, we're going to go on a road trip. And then halfway through that road trip, you kill her and then put her body out here in the middle of nowhere for two random people taking photographs to find her decayed, decomposed body. It's an image that I hope lives with Ashley for the rest of her life. And also, my thoughts go out to the two people who found her. I mean, I hope they're getting some sort of support or something. That must be absolutely the last thing you'd ever want to see or find. So I feel really sorry for those people. They only found her early in December, very early in the month. So she's been there, what was it, like October, first weekend in October, and then the first weekend in December. So her body's been out here in this sort of deserty type area, mountainous area for 2 months. 2 months in the sun and the sort of weather conditions. I'm surprised they found anything at all. So yeah, really horrible. Gayla said, I hope she didn't see it coming. I think we'll find out more about that when we see some of the forensic evidence, whether she was shot front on, from behind, those type of things. If she was shot front on, well, obviously she would have seen it coming. If she was shot execution style from the rear of the head, there's a very good possibility she never ever knew that her mum even had the firearm and was going to hurt her. So she was in a shallow grave it doesn't matter. It doesn't like shallow grave. It could mean she just dug half a foot of earth and then tried to bury her with some like rocks and stuff. Like it's not going to change the decomp rate really. Maybe a touch, but not much. So I don't think that's really going to change anything. It's not like you put her in like say something that modified the environment of the surrounding area, like a car or a house or a container, a Tupperware container, something like that. That will change your decomposition rate. It'll also change the way the body reacts to. So when you have these small areas like that, they often make their own sort of conditions within it. So you get a lot of like when the body's breaking down, you get a lot of perspiration, which leads to a lot higher humidity than what you would have in an outdoor setting. So it would be a completely different sort of decomp the way it works. So, but I think if it was just in a shallow grave, it not a real big difference to just dumping her on the ground. Like I said, maybe a touch, but not much. Gail said all alone. All alone. I I want to know. There's the thing I don't think they explained to us, and I no one asked in the questions. Where's the crime scene? Where is the crime scene? Because you shoot someone several times in the head, it's going to make an awful mess. Is it here? Did they find a crime scene here at this location? Because they didn't mention. I don't think they mentioned anything like that. And if this is the location, was there any was there any sort of blood splatter, that type of thing, anything that could prove that she was killed at that location? Kathy said they have learned so much on decomp at the body farm here in Knoxville. Yes, we have one here in Australia too. Diane says really makes you wonder what she went through at home. I think there's more to it, and I think we'll find out when we go to court. There's a reason someone keeps that child at home and won't allow them to get an education. Like, she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna homeschool her." Never taught her anything, never picked up the curriculum, and it was that reason that they reported her because she never showed up for any classwork or anything like that. So that was the undoing of the entire thing. Rachel said they found the casings at the scene, so I wonder if it was a crime scene. I don't know. You can dump casings with the body, you can move things. So I don't know. I mean, the logical part of my brain says it's most likely the where it all took place, but I don't know. How do you know? Montana says dry in that part of Utah. It's not if like what I was trying to say is it's not if you put them in a condensed space like a Tupperware container. While yes, the outside environment is dry, when you have a decomposition of a body inside of a container, the body itself has liquid within it. That evaporation from the decomposition of the body would create a humid environment inside of the container, which would speed up some of that decomp. So anyway, it's sort of like a how long is a piece of string because we don't know, and she wasn't put in a container that we know of. Anyway, it was just to demonstrate a point. Um, Rachel said, I think she may have had a mental break when her partner died, and things spiraled when she refused meds. Um, I don't know. I've heard a few things about what happened after the dad died. I don't know. I don't know if it was directly related to that. Some of the things that I've been told is that she's always been a little off kilter, and this is not like sort of a new thing, that this is how she's sort of always been. When is always though? I don't know. But that's sort of what they were telling me. Kathy said, how warm is it is Utah during the day? I wouldn't think it was very warm in Utah right now. Hold on. Considering it's December. Oh, okay. It's just not, it seems to fluctuate. Today, for example, I don't know where they're quite pulling this weather from, but they're saying Wednesday, a high of 59 and a low of 48. But then you look at Saturday, this coming Saturday, a low of 23 and a high of 38. Sunday, a high of 32 and a low of 23. That's freezing point conditions. The 59-48 is not. That's not freezing point conditions, but that 32-24, 34-24, 38-28, bloody cold, like real cold. That 32-23, it would be very icy in the air. Let's see, precip, not a lot of precip. When can we get a humidity? I would think there's not a lot of humidity in Utah. Let's have a look. Yeah, like very little. Some days, although there is showers on Thursday and Friday, strong winds and rain subsiding, 91% humidity. Oof, 84% on Thursday. Okay, so when it rains, you do get quite high humidity. Yeah, so it's showing me on Monday, -1 in my weather and 6 degrees as the high. That is a cold day. That is like Victoria in winter, where I live. Where I live in winter, it can get to this type of temperature in July. So I'll show you this one. This is sort of what it feels like in July in Melbourne. In Melbourne, it can get to single digits, and then overnight it can get to minus. So very similar. Participation, UV index, brightness index. Yeah, so that's for Monday, this coming Monday. So yeah, very cold, very cold. SPM says, yeah, quite dry. Rain does little to keep humidity. I think it would be what we consider passing humidity. So the rain would fall, you would have some sort of evap, and then it would probably create some humidity, but it would be passing very quickly. This is in Celsius, not Fahrenheit. Can we switch it to Fahrenheit? I don't know how. It doesn't give me an option to like normally it has like a little thing where you can flick between F and C, but it's not telling me how to do that. Anyway, you guys will have to figure it out. It's showing me Australian weather. Let's go back. Let's go to Christmas Day in Utah, Salt Lake City. That's where this is coming from. They say windy with temperature breaking the record of 15 set in 1955, broken intervals with scattered showers. So they're saying it is quite a high temperature of, they're saying it was set in 1955. So I'm guessing normally it's quite a lot colder than that in December, and maybe 16 is quite high for Christmas Day. Maybe it's a lot colder. 16 is really not that cold for that part of the USA. US indoctrination only does Fahrenheit. Yeah, we can add the 30 whatever it is, 32 degrees or whatever it is. There's a way of doing it. There's a number you can add. What? Oh, yes. Hold on. Actually, guys, give me 1 sec. All right, sorry about that. Mrs. Ping was like, "Hey, did you actually do your washing for tomorrow?" And I was like, "Washing?" I was like, "Yeah, I did the washing." And then I just wanted to check that it was actually on because I couldn't hear the machine going. And I was like, if I don't have that on when she gets home, she will be pissed. She'll be like, "What the F you been doing all day? You lazy bastard." No, she wouldn't say that, but she'd be very mad. She'd be like, "You've got hours and hours to put washing on." Sean says, type what you know into the chat and the conversion appears. What? It does not. Does it really? I don't think that's true. Yeah, the washing, yeah. Um, she will feed you special mushrooms. She doesn't know where to get them. She doesn't know. She she doesn't she's not Erin Patterson. She doesn't know where to get the mushrooms. All right, let's continue. We're getting off track. So yeah, I don't want to play too much more on it because I'm sure everyone's sort of a bit beat to death with it. Happened many hours ago. What time did we have the press conference? I think it was about 10 a.m. Australian time, 2 p.m. Pacific time, and 5 p.m. Eastern time was the press conference today. So I watched it on KSBY and I was able to watch the entire thing. Their camera, they need, please donate to KSBY for a new camera. Their camera was shocking through the press conference. Looked like it was filmed on a potato. It was pretty poor quality. Anyway, they basically had a bunch of question times at the end. And yes, I agree with the chat. This was one of the greatest things I think I ever heard. Let me see if I can show you what I mean. If for people who didn't watch it. All right, here. So this lady comes up. God, it's on the wrong screen. Good work, Ping. There we go.
Questions, again, reinforcing the fact that we do have an ongoing investigation, and while we're trying to balance transparency with seeking justice for Melody, so we do have an opportunity to take just a few questions. Yes, Crystal.
Yeah, Raquel, I'm just curious, do we believe at this moment that Ashley acted alone? Or is there any potential leads that other suspects may be involved?
So the question is, do we believe that Ashley acted alone in this homicide? I'll turn it over to
whoever decided that she would repeat the questions that the reporters were asking. Luckily, on this particular feed, you can hear most of the questions. Bravo. Thank you. Thank you for being considerate to the people on the live stream. Thank you, because half the time in press conferences, you can't hear fuck all. And all you hear is, and they're like, yes, I'm going to answer your question. And you're like, what is the context? What is the context? We know the answer, but we don't know the question. So it was really good. Really, really good. I was so thankful for it. Rachel said she was awesome repeating questions. Please pay attention to other departments. That is right. If we can train other media people to do this, I think we'll all be a happier place on the internet, because so many press conferences I watch and I'm just like, I hate watching the questions because you don't know what the hell they're asking about. You sort of get the information and you have to piece it together like, oh, they're talking about when they found the person. Okay, maybe they asked about, something. You never find out. They never release a transcript. And unless you're actual plugged in with the police department as part of their media list, you'll never see a transcript of it. So great idea. Whoever came up with that, they should get a medal. They should get a medal from the city, or a giant key, a key to the city. Whoever this woman is, give her a key to San Luis. Oh, what is it? San Luis Obispo? I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Yeah, San Luis Obispo. Yeah, what do they call it? They call it the SLO, SLO, right? They call it SLO for the three-word acronym. So yeah, give her a key to the SLO City Town Hall. Montana said, I hate it when they're standing in noisy traffic, can't hear any of it. We've had a few like that over the years, a few. I don't know how many, but we've had a couple. All right. By the way, remember last night I brought you a story about a woman who died in a possible shark attack in California? Well, we learned a little bit more about it today, and I got to tell you, there should be sort of a twice bitten or something, like you should get the picture. In this group called the Kelp crawlers. So that's where this lady died, right? So she ran a swim group. There was a guy in that group that got attacked by a shark only a few years ago and almost lost his legs. The shark bit him on the calf and the leg, and he almost lost both legs. And now, a few years later, they lose their captain, their organizer, the person who runs the group, to a fatal shark attack. And I was like, so the shark came and sent you a warning message like the mob do, and then you didn't listen. And the shark's like, well, we gave them 3 years notice. Okay, well, this time we're serious. We're gonna kill someone. And the shark decided to kill someone this time. But yeah, he actually had and this guy, he actually got attacked by a shark. He's part of the same swim group. They still have not, unfortunately, found the woman. They've been searching, they've been looking, and unfortunately, they have had to suspend the search for her and just assume she is dead. They are not going to continue looking, apparently. Let me show you that update. It's a very small update, and then yeah, here we go. Found it. So she's a triathlete. Erica Fox is the woman's name. There's a photo of her. She was the captain of the kelp crawlers, and she was sort of the captain of the whole thing. But there was a guy, and I'm going to show you his name down here. Where is he? His name is Bremer. His name is Bremer. He had a close call with a shark at Lovers Point, which is where she got taken. And he said, which falls inside Northern California's infamous Red Triangle, one of the world's most active great white shark zones. And apparently, this group of swimmers, they bought shark bracelets to wear in the water, but they found out those bracelets only work on small sharks like lemon shark, nurse shark, that type of thing. They do not work on great white sharks, which are massive and will do whatever they want to do. And they're saying here that Steve, that's his name, a member of the swimming group, survived a June 2022 shark attack with severe leg injuries. He almost lost both of his legs due to it. And now their captain, Erica Fox, has been taken and they cannot find her. They have searched for a couple of days. There's a photo of the young lady here. And they're saying that they may not continue with the group anymore because they've lost their leader. She was sort of the leader and the person who did all the organization and, kept track of the members, that type of thing. And they're saying, well, what's the point anymore because our leader is gone. So, very sad update for her and her family. Her dad did an interview the other day, basically saying she was well aware of what could happen in the water, and was well aware that she could be eaten by a shark. But apparently, she loved swimming in the ocean, and nothing could keep her from the water. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, same place in 2022. The other guy was attacked, and the shark bit on his thigh and calf and almost killed him. Well, I mean, they were saying that they wouldn't continue the group anymore because she's gone. Um, yeah, here, I know what you're getting at, but they were saying here. I'll read the quote to you. Yeah, they said, it is now up to individual members of the group to make their own decisions about if and when they want to go back in the water. So they're basically saying that they will continue. And they're saying, but Bremer, who has largely recovered from his 2022 shark encounter, said he thinks Erica Fox's death should mark a turning point. He says, I'm going to say it's time. Erica was the founder of the kelp crawlers, and this should be the last swim at Lovers Point. So he's saying it should be given up and they should just, be done with it. So there we go. Hey, Nick. Good to see you, my friend. Happy Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you. Hey, Lindy. Merry Christmas to you, my good friend. Lindy, one of our very kind supporters of this channel over the years. I want to say thank you to a couple more people too. I want to say thank you to my friend Penguin. Penguin, that was a mighty surprise to see your name pop up on the donation list, but I'm very thankful and thank you very much. Good to see that that is now working again for you. That is very kind. Very kind that I would be the first person you would send a donation to now that your thing is working again. That is very kind. I want to thank Sean for yesterday and Deborah as well. You guys are very sweet, very kind. Okay. Okay. All right, there we go. Yeah, so yeah, thank you to those people. That is very sweet of you. Yes, yeah, I mean, if you told me what would happen between Christmas last year when I had just got back from Tasmania in the 12 months to now, I'd call you all crazy. I'd be like, "You're all crazy. You guys have been smoking too many bar salts." That's what I would say. I'd be like, "Stop smoking all that bar salts," because there's no way I would have believed any of you about what happened this year. Yeah, this year's gone like that. Literally, well, only it feels like yesterday that we got a verdict in Aaron Patterson's trial. That was half a year ago now. Half a year. Yeah, we got it in July and now it's in December. I can't believe and it's just gone super quick this year. Blink of an eye. I feel like I was just in Tasmania like a week ago, and it's been 12 months. It's insane. Uh, I know a lot of people have been asking when I'm going to go on holidays. I don't know, but we are planning to go away at some point. I need some time off. Mrs. Ping needs some time off to recuperate. We are looking at stuff. We just haven't made any firm choices as of yet. But at some point, I will be going away for a couple of weeks, and the channel will be on hiatus for a couple of weeks. But we just haven't made any firm sort of decisions as of yet. But after the year that we both had, the crazy court stuff, her operations and stuff, we both need some time away. And I just think it would be good for both of us to go visit a new location, go hang out somewhere. I don't know, go to New Zealand or something. I don't know. We'll find out. Rachel said it's been mental. It's been so crazy. Montana says, so happy Mrs. Ping is doing better and able to enjoy tasty Christmas treats. Oh my god. My house is full of Christmas food, but we're not hosting Christmas. It's her. Because she couldn't because last Easter and last Christmas she couldn't eat anything. So because she was on a liquid diet for like a year, she was when she got better, she's like, I'm gonna eat everything I couldn't eat last year. So this Christmas, every time she goes to the supermarket, she finds something that she wants to eat. And we've got boxes and boxes of all sorts of random things in the house for her. Because she's like, I'm gonna try this and I'm gonna try that, and I want to try one of those. And so she has been a little like over the top with the Christmas stuff. Gail said, seen some of those nice tiny house Airbnb in New Zealand. I am over 6 foot tall. I have size 14 feet. There is no way I can go into any sort of tiny house in the world because I will smack my feet on every single thing in that home, and then I will smack my head on everything. There's just no way. My apartment is not that small, but it is a small apartment, and I already do that. I already smack my toes and feet on every object in the property every day. I do it every day. There's no way I could be in a tiny home. I yeah, it's like I'd be like a gorilla in a tiny cage. I'd just be like, "Let me out! What am I doing here? Ringling shut down years ago. Let me out of the cage." I'd just be like, "Get me out of here." Uh Chipmunk says, "If you were a woman, you'd hit your hips." Actually, I do. In my house, we have like doors in rooms, and the doorknobs on the doors line up perfectly with my hip bone. And sometimes the doors, like when you open them, they hit the other side and come back at you. And every time the doorknob, and we have ceramic doorknobs in this house, it smacks me right on the hip bone to the point where on this hip, it's on the left side, I constantly have giant green bruises on this hip bone because they just smack, and it's like it's like the most painful thing in the world, but happens all the times. Kim says, "You've been extra spicy this week." Have I? I didn't think I had been. I didn't think I had been. Who's okay? Yeah, what? I sorry. I don't know. I don't need. Yeah. Sorry, Mrs. Ping's asking me like, "Do you want food or something?" And I'm like, "No, I'm all right." No way they have doors in Australia. I don't know. Some places they don't. Chipmunk said, "Do doors open the other way in Australia?" I don't think that's how that works. It's based off the Coriolis effect to do with the toilets. I don't think doors are affected by global rotation, like above and under the equator. I don't think it works like that. I think toilets are because it's a mass gravity of water systems which are much larger than ourselves. But I don't think it works that way with doors. I don't think doors, they're not like, "Wait, you better hang those doors on the right side. You know, these are Australian doors. They only open one way." I don't think it works like that. Uh, Door open the safest way needed. I don't know. It's more like the fact when you get something behind the door and you go to open it, not knowing there is something behind it, and then it flings back at you. That's what happens to me a lot, and it ends up smacking me in the hip. It's very, very painful. All right. Let's continue. Let's continue. I have more things for you. I sound like I'm trying to sell you furniture. Hold on. Yeah, we already talked about that. Huh. All right. I want to go to Houston, and I'm hoping I can. Yeah, I'm going to take you out to KHOU about a missing woman called Sydney Marquez, and I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. There is new surveillance video about this missing woman, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about her mystery and where she might be. But we're going to head to Texas, Houston this time.
Yes, it has worked some leads in the case of a missing woman, but search teams say they need your help. And tonight we're bringing you new surveillance video from the night Sydney Marquez was last seen. Our Troy Class has the story from the Asiatown neighborhood.
The best leads in Sydney Marquez's disappearance have come from this shopping center near the corner of Bel Air and Ranchester in the Asiatown neighborhood.
Houston police are investigating Sydney Marquez's disappearance, last seen 10 days ago in the 9100 block of Bel Air near Ranchester, where Tim Miller of Texas EquiSearch was canvassing for surveillance video Sunday. He spoke to our Michelle Choi.
We're back at square one, and again, it's a process of elimination. This area is now eliminated, so we just got to keep moving forward.
KHOU 11 has obtained new surveillance video from this shopping center. It shows Sydney Marquez walking down the sidewalk northbound on Ranchester.
And it didn't look like she was in distress or anything. She was just walking normal. I mean, it was just a normal walk.
Marquez, who suffers from mental illness, was off medication, according to family. She left a car running with her phone inside near the 9100 block of Bel Air around 11:30 p.m. on December 11th. The A&M graduate was in Houston visiting a friend who Miller doesn't believe is involved.
He was 100% cooperating, and the father and him actually went to HPD and sat down, and they, really questioned him and everything. And I think they did everything that was necessary to do it.
Houston police say it's an active, ongoing investigation, and they also investigated the tip that Marquez was last seen near Harwin and Gessner, but that lead went nowhere. Marquez was seen wearing gray pants, a gray hoodie, and tennis shoes.
It's not like people have to look through days and days of their surveillance. In this area, if anybody sees anything and what she was wearing here, man, we need a call. We need a call. HPD needs a call.
In Southwest Houston, Troy Kless, KHOU 11 News.
And he joins us on the River Islands guest line. Brian Baldinger, presented by our proud partner, Golden State Lumber and Showroom, serving the Bay Area for 3 generations. Building better starts with Golden State. When you succeed, we succeed. Visit Golden State Lumber.
All right, sorry about that. We can't learn about the 49ers. That's a show about the 49ers. By the way, Niners absolutely demolished the Indianapolis Colts last night. What an amazing game from Brock Purdy. That was one of the best games I think I've ever watched him play, including when he lost the Super Bowl. All right, I want to talk about Sydney and why we should all be looking for her. I mean, it's very odd. When you hear some of the details, it's strange. Like, she's only 24, right? Sydney, and went missing near a shopping center. This seems a bit odd, right? A shopping center, they have cameras, there's a lot of people around, there's people driving through, and no one saw her. The only thing we have is that CCTV. I think that's a bit odd. But she's been missing for almost 2 weeks. That's, with Christmas only a couple of days away. If she had free will, you think she'd come home because, she'd want to see her family and enjoy the holidays with each other. It doesn't sound right. Like, there's something very, very off. And the fact that Texas EquiSearch is helping is a bit sinister. They're saying she suffers from mental illness, which makes finding her quickly even more urgent. No parent should ever have to spend day and night searching for their missing child. I agree. So it's Bel Air Boulevard Shopping Center. And they're saying it shows her walking northbound down the sidewalk on Ranchester Drive. So here, I'm going to put up a photo of her, a better photo. There you go. And I'm going to try look up the area. They're saying here that she had traveled from El Paso, Texas to Houston to meet with a friend, according to a Facebook post. And the 24-year-old reportedly left behind her phones, clothing, and makeup and abandoned her car near Houston's Chinatown neighborhood. I don't know if this is a mental break or something else, but why would you leave your phone, clothes, makeup, and her car in Chinatown? It doesn't sound great. Let me just have a look. It is in... Yep. I'm going to try to go to the shopping center. Yeah. Should be right here. So there's Bel Air Boulevard, and there's the highway. So that is the Sam Houston Tollway, and there's Bel Air Boulevard. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm just trying to have a look around at, like, what else do we have here? There's Clairwood Drive, and we're looking for another street. I'm trying to find it. Where is it? It's like Rancho Drive. Ranchester Drive here. So if she was found down here, there is a shopping center, but the shopping center is like, there's a few of them. Metropole Center, there's a supermarket there, but there's a big one right here. Another supermarket or like strip mall type places. There's quite a few of them, see? There's one here, there's one here, there's quite a lot of them. And if she left her car somewhere here, here's another shopping center. And there's a giant car park. I don't know exactly if this is the one where they found her car, but where could she get to from here? If this is where she was last seen and then walking, what was it, northbound? Northbound down the sidewalk on Ranchester Drive. That is down here. Where is it? It should be here. So she's walking northbound, going north, up through here. Like, what is up here? There's Clay Stadium there. It's all residential. If she's gonna head north, where does it lead to? Like, sort of. Guys, hold on. Hold on. All right, sorry, I had to let Mrs. Ping in. Had to let her in. So she's home for Christmas. Are you home for Christmas? Yeah. I was telling them about all the food you want to eat. Like, because you want to try. No, like everything, because you didn't get to eat any Christmas or Easter food last year. That's what she's saying, that she has to make up for 2 years worth of food. Hey, Sean, thank you very much. Sean says, hit the thumbs up. Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Very kind. All bears do not hibernate. I did not know that. All right, so if she's heading up this road, I'm just so confused. So Ranchester Drive sort of stops here, and then it turns into Briar Park Drive and goes further north, but there's nothing here to, like, I don't really understand where she would go. Like, there's just more stores. There's no like open fields. There is a giant highway here. What is this? I-8 or Sam Houston Tollway, big 4-lane freeway. But other than that, like, it's a strange area to go missing unless she made it to public transport. She's got no car. She dumped her car somewhere back here at the shopping center, down here somewhere, and left her car down here at the shopping center. I don't understand how far she could get. Maybe we need someone from Houston to tell us, like, is there an underground station or something around here that she could get to? public transport. This is interesting. There is a park though. Arthur Story Park with a giant waterway. Now, when anyone goes missing, I always worry they're in the water because half the time they are. So maybe they should be checking out this waterway. It's about the only one nearby. Ah, haha. No. Really? Do you guys see the name on this bayou down here? What does that say? Brays Bayou. What bayous have we been talking about in Houston where we keep finding bodies? Brays Bayou is one of them. It is one of the bayous where they keep finding deceased people. I hope that's not where she's ended up. Yep, Brays Bayou, Buffalo Bayou, White Bayou, and a few others are some of the ones where we have, unfortunately, actually, this one here, right here, there was a body found right on this bend about 2 months ago. I remember we looked at the map and it was right under this bridge. They found a body here about in October. So, yes, very well known, especially this particular bayou that's not too far away from when she went missing. So, I would be very cautious about maybe checking waterways or something like that. Hey, Robbie, how are you, my friend? Robbie, I hope you have a great Christmas, my friend. I hope your recovery will continue and that you're going to get to have a great Christmas with your family. I hope one day when you're feeling better, you can come on and talk to us about what happened to you. Because I think we'd all be very interested to know the full story about. I know we know a little bit here and there, but I think we'd all be very interested to hear the full story of what happened. So I hope your recovery is going really well. I hope no complications or anything. But Robbie went through a terrible accident a number of months ago. She only made it home recently. Gayla said, I had just said I couldn't see any large bodies of water. Well, we have a bayou and one of the ones that is well known. So, and then this big waterway right here next to the bayou. So a couple right there. So, you know, she may not be in the bayou, but I just hope they check it out because even though she's heading sort of in the opposite direction, I just can't figure out where else she might go. Hold on, if we type in, I don't see anything like a train station or some sort of public transport. I mean, I don't know the area very well. But it would have a sign on it. Like you see all these little signs, like this is like for food and that one's for a hotel. They would have a sign. But there's nothing around. I'm not sure, but she has been missing for a long time. And that surveillance footage here, let me get it again. Yeah, I'll take you to KHOU.
For some leads in the case of a missing woman, but
So can we see that's all we get, this. It looks like it's nighttime too. That's her up there in the white, looking like she's wearing a puffer jacket and white pants. I'm going to mute it. Walking northbound on Ranchero Drive. That's all we get. She doesn't look like she's panicked. She's not running away from anyone. She doesn't seem scared. Like, she doesn't look like she's checking behind her, looking around a lot. She's sort of strolling down the street. She's just sort of strolling. Doesn't seem very upset or anything. Yeah, very slow, casual walk. What is she holding up to her face? Is she talking on something? See how she's like is that something? She's got her hand up near her face. They said she left her mobile phone at home though. So what exactly could that be? Yeah, that's interesting. Because if she doesn't have a phone, she wouldn't be holding it up to her face. Foul play, maybe. A drink? Do you think guys think it's a drink? I mean, it could be like a bubble tea or something like that. It's sort of it's hard to tell with the quality, but yeah, it could be like one of those clear drink containers, like a bubble tea type thing. They didn't say they said that they thought that she had left her cell phones, makeup, and like all her belongings. Yeah, the 24-year-old reportedly left behind her phones, clothes, makeup, and abandoned her car near Houston's Chinatown neighborhood. So there you go. Other than that, I just have a funny feeling she's not close by. It's been almost 2 weeks, and if she was sort of milling around the area, people would have seen her. And the fact that no one's seen her in 2 weeks is very concerning. December 11 is the last time anyone has seen her. So apparently her father did a press conference. I'm going to take you to it. It was a public appeal.
Through technical means by them, but they'll go ahead and say a few words for Sydney. And let me just adjust the audio. Whoever wants to go first.
Sydney, if you're seeing this, you know you have your whole family who loves you. You have a beautiful life ahead of you. You're intelligent. You're smart. We want you back home. If anyone has Sydney, please let her go. If anyone's seen her, you could please just come forward. We just want our sister. We want our family complete. I love you.
You want to say something in Spanish?
I'll stick to English.
If you can, it's okay.
Sorry.
Okay. What's next?
Sydney, life is without my big sister. We love you and we miss you. And we want to hear from you soon.
Thank you.
Sydney, it's Clarissa. Love you. We're missing you. The girls are missing you. Charlie's missing you. Please come back home. If anyone's seen her, please step up and share. We need our sister back.
Thank you. And Charlie is Sydney's cat. So in conversations we've been having, we understand that Charlie misses Sydney a lot. Charlie es el gato de Sydney. Y en conversaciones que hemos tenido sabemos que Charlie también extraña a Sydney y very familiar with the area. So when they start naming, llaman a even though it's
que me ayude de San Antonio, de dar.
I'll leave it there, but that was sort of like a public appeal from her family and friends. They seem obviously very distressed. Obviously, because of family members missing. I would say they fully believe she is alive. They think that she might, judging by what they're saying, they think that she might be hiding out somewhere, refusing to come home, maybe having some sort of like a mental disconnect period, and that they think eventually maybe she might come back. I find it interesting that Texas EquiSearch conducted a day-long search in Houston alongside her parents. And they're saying here that for some reason they believe her mental illness makes her harder to find. But Tim Miller, we all know Tim Miller, says the footage appears to show her walking normally without signs of distress. And I agree. She looks very calm, not looking around. She's not like she's not picking up the pace of her walk or anything like that. So there's no like fear. It doesn't. She's not giving off like I'm in danger or I'm fearing for something. She's just walking away. And they said, Tim Miller said, we're back to square one and it's a process of elimination. This area is now eliminated. So we keep moving forward. Hold on. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, I agree with him that it doesn't look like she's in danger as such. So she's not really from the area. She's from El Paso, headed to Houston to meet a friend, and that her disappearance is being an ongoing investigation, basically. Often stay over there, buddy. Sydney Marquez. All right. Let's have another look. Trying to see if we can find anything else about it.
KHOU 11 starts right now with a breaking news alert.
Good afternoon. I'm Ugochi Iloka, starting with breaking news at the top of your 12:30 half hour. It's been 12 days since 24-year-old Sydney Marquez was last seen in Southwest Houston, and police say the search is far from over. This afternoon, her family is pleading with the community to help locate her. Devon Roming joins us with the latest on the investigation after speaking with her parents moments ago.
Because she went to school there. Because she went to school over there. She is an alum of Texas A&M. And we know where Texas A&M is. It's in San Antonio, at least I think so, unless Ping is going mental, which is no, it's in College Station, sorry. College Station, but isn't it close to what's it close to? Ping's geography of Texas is not great. It's okay. So no, it's like northwest of Houston, and it's sort of like I guess it's not. And then it's northeast of Austin and San Antonio, so it's sort of like in between Houston and San Antonio. I don't know why in particular they think Austin. Maybe she lived there during her time at Texas A&M. I don't know. Maybe she has a familiarity with San Antonio. Yeah, I'm not sure. It doesn't give us any background. Just that she went to college at Texas A&M. She knows her sort of way around the area, and maybe it's somewhere she would go. Gayla said, so possessions left at home, leave the car running so someone else can take it. Sounds like she was disappearing. Well, it sounds like she was doing something. I don't know. It doesn't say. I would think so. At least I would think she probably lives at home, or she lives in a share house or something like that with friends. I don't know. It doesn't say. Just says that she was in Houston visiting a friend, so she's not normally from Houston. She's normally from El Paso. So she's been in many places apparently. So she knows her way around Texas. So apparently the police say they do not believe the person she was visiting in Houston is involved in her disappearance at all. They're saying they don't believe that to be the case. Look for days. Yeah. Other than that, I can't give you any explanations about who, why, or where because it's not giving me anything else like to tell you. Is that like the stuff I'm telling you is what they're basically giving me. Let me check one other source. Okay, here. Surveillance video shows her walking away after leaving a friend's car running in the street. A friend's car, the friend she was visiting. Witnesses later told her father she may have boarded a northbound metro bus at the intersection of Gessner and Harwin on a Route 46 bus going northbound towards the Little York area. Her father, Raul, says obtaining the bus video is critical to understanding what happened next. They say the car was running. We have video of her going northbound on Ranchester. That's the last solid evidence we have. I have the exact time when she boarded that bus. The footage is a matter of life and death. Metro PD says it's actively cooperating with Houston PD in the search for Sydney. According to MPD, while a remote download of the requested bus footage was initially unavailable, investigators were able to manually download the video from the Metro bus Sydney was reported to be on. That footage has since been turned over to Houston PD. MPD says it remains hopeful for Sydney's safe return and will continue assisting as the investigation moves forward. Sydney lives and works in El Paso, was visiting friends in Houston at the time of her disappearance. Her father believes she may be experiencing a mental health episode. According to her father, she was diagnosed with late onset bipolar disorder with a bit of schizophrenia. Over the last 2 or 3 months, we saw some changes in her behavior. So there you go. So she suffers from her main illness is bipolar, but apparently they believe that she suffers from some sort of co-dynamic schizophrenia too, like coexisting with the bipolar. I don't know how you have just a touch of bipolar, but normally you're diagnosed with bipolar or schizophrenia or both. You're not diagnosed with bipolar with a sprinkling of schizophrenia. It's not an ice cream topping. It doesn't work that way. A romantic interest? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I want to see the bus footage. We've seen the CCTV, but we have not seen the bus footage. Hey, Leisha, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. It's nice to see you again. Let's see. All right. Christmas Eve here in Australia. Tomorrow I won't be here, but I will be back on Boxing Day. On Boxing Day here, Christmas Day for you. I am heading to our family lunch tomorrow to have lunch with my family. So I won't be here, but I will be here for your Christmas Day in America, which should be a lot of fun. Hold on, guys. Yeah, it should be Christmas Eve for the rest of you now. Yeah, so we're all Christmas Eve together now. We're all on the same Christmas Eve. That's really cool. So there we go. Let me see if I got one more story for us to go through tonight. Okay. We could do this. Well, let's go to Oregon. Oregon. I think this might be every tenant's worst nightmare. And I'm gonna try get you to this story. Hold on.
A Cowlitz County man is facing murder charges after a body is found on his property. On December the 16th, Cowlitz County 911 got a report from somebody saying that they spoke to a family member identified as Ricky Miller on Old Lewis River Road, who reported that he had killed someone and hid the body on his property. Cowlitz County Sheriff's Office got a search warrant and they found the body of Dennis Schmidt inside of a barrel. An autopsy found that Schmidt had multiple blunt force injuries and evidence of strangulation. Investigators say that Miller was reportedly Schmidt's landlord. Miller is facing murder and unlawful disposal of human remains charges. Anybody with information on the case is asked to contact the Cowlitz County Sheriff's Office.
If she would have been 3 minutes later, we wouldn't be talking.
Active.
All right. Let me talk to you about what happened here. And they're saying here, former tenant found. So let me talk to you about it. Former tenant found dead in barrel on Washington property, landlord charged with murder. The man was a 71-year-old man named Dennis Eugene Schmidt and was found inside a barrel on the Woodland property. They're saying here the property was owned by Ricky Dean Miller, and they're saying there was evidence of strangulation to Dennis's body. Miller is facing charges after allegedly confessing to his sister that he killed someone and hid the body on the property. According to court records, he told her that he killed Schmidt the day after Thanksgiving by knocking him down and then strangling him to death, and then putting his body in a 55-gallon barrel. His sister called authorities and reported that they had spoken with a family member, later identified as Miller, who claimed he had killed the person. On December 17, deputies responded to Miller's property on Old Lewis River Road. Miller admitted to deputies that he killed Schmidt, and they say the deputies noticed a large orange barrel on the property while they were there. They're saying that here Miller was his landlord and the two lived in separate residences on the property. Miller told detectives that he had allowed Schmidt to move onto the property about 24 years ago, but this past year their relationship had become strained. He said that Schmidt had been mean to him and that he was planning on evicting him. The day after Thanksgiving, November 28, Miller said he walked into Schmidt's residence to see if they could talk about their strained relationship. Schmidt told Miller to leave. Before he could exit, Schmidt stood up, pointed with one hand for Miller to leave, and the other hand grabbed Miller's shoulder. Miller told detectives that he stumbled, nearly falling from him grabbing him, and he became scared. He then struck him with a wooden walking stick at least one time, possibly several. Miller explained the next thing he remembered was his right foot being on Schmidt's neck and his hand being over his mouth. Schmidt was on his back on the ground, and Miller knew he was likely dead. How come all these people that kill people can't, they never remember themselves actually killing the people? I find that strange. They always go, I killed them, but I can't remember how I did it. It's strange. Strange how they all seem to know that they killed someone, but they can't tell you any details about it. They're saying here, according to a probable cause statement, Miller then propped Schmidt up against a chair and then went home. 2 days later, he went back to Schmidt's house and dragged the body through the home's sliding glass door and placed a tarp over him. Days later, Miller purchased an orange 55-gallon barrel from a feed store in Kelso and placed his body inside of it, and then put the barrel behind Schmidt's home. Deputies found the body in the search of the property. A forensic examination found Schmidt died of multiple blunt force injuries to the head and evidence of strangulation. Miller is charged with second-degree murder and unlawful disposal of human remains. So there you go, a tenant being killed because apparently he was mean to his landlord. At 70 plus years old, I am not surprised that he may have been a little cranky. I mean, isn't that your God-given right in your 70s, 80s, and 90s to be a little cranky? I mean, this guy was a lot younger, and he's saying he basically killed him because he was mean to him, as if we are primary school children, and that if you're a little bit mean to someone, they might murder you. I find that bizarre. I Hate Morning says we will probably lose power tomorrow. Big windstorm and soggy ground. Don't mix. I hope you don't lose power tomorrow, my friend. You got to make some snickerdoodles. That sounds good. Gayla said, no, get off me lawn. It was get out of my house. Yeah, even though it's not his property, it was Ricky Dean Miller's property, apparently, not Mr. Smith's property. Yeah, let's see what else we can find about Mr. Dennis Eugene Schmidt, who was 71 years old. Can we find another? Trying to see if there's another station that's been covering it or not. There really isn't. Very localized. Hey, thanks for that. Mrs. Ping just whacked into the desk. Let's see. No, I can't find anyone else covering it. Interesting. If you're from the area, at least now you'll know about what happened to Mr. Schmidt. But I don't know why he told his sister. Why dob on yourself? If you live on a giant property, maybe no one would ever know that the 71-year-old man ever went missing. Instead, his sister is a law-abiding person, and as soon as the brother told her he had killed someone, she rang the authorities. She is a God-fearing woman with a great conscience. She really is. She didn't protect her brother. She did what she thought was right. And I've got to say, we should commend her for her actions. We really should, because we need more people in life like that. Woman of Steel said, is Mrs. Ping tall too? No. Mrs. Ping is a short ass. Aren't you? You shorty? Yeah, she's a shorty. She's very short, aren't you? Yep, she nods her head. She's like 5 foot. What are you, like 5'1"? Yeah, like 5'1", 5'2". Just under 5'2", I think. She's not very tall. What is it, like 150? 155 centimeters. And Ping's like over 6 foot. So I can't remember what that is, but yeah, she's very, very small. She's like, yeah, she's just one of those short girls. Yeah. So, all right. I'm trying to find if we could find anything else about. I find it interesting that Miller propped Schmidt up against a chair and left him there as if he was like Weekend at Bernie's, propping the dead guy up as if he was a puppet. Like, what did he think he was going to do? Come back in 2 days' time and like he'd magically be alive? And he'd be like, oh my God, it was all a dream. I didn't kill him. He just went into hibernation when I strangled him. Like a bear. Like a bear, he just went to sleep for a while. It's a bit strange. Gayla said that's because God stopped making things when they are perfect. We were just perfect faster. Hey, Justice Jane, how are you? Good to see you. Chipmunk says, I'm 5'2" and I'm not short. You are short. You are very short. Sorry to break the news to you after how many years you've been on the earth, but you are a shorty. If you're like 5'1", 5'2" as a girl, you are quite short. Woman of Steel said, if my spine was that of a normal human, I would be 5'10". Oh, you're a tall lady. Gayla said, I'm 5'2" and a half. So you're taller than Mrs. Ping. Chipmunk says, no, not one bit. Others are just taller. No. Kathy says, I only made it to 5 foot. There you go. That's all right. All the boys like all the short girls. So that's why you guys are all married and got husbands and things. It's because it's the short girls go first off the rack. That's what happens. All right. Okay. 6:30. 6:30. All right. Do we have one more? One more to close out the night before I disappear for Christmas like Santa Claus and come back and see you on Boxing Day. All right, we could do that. All right. This is a good story. So we're going to go to Kansas, which we don't do a ton of stories in Kansas, but I know I say that at about a lot of places, but this one's an interesting one. This is from Lynn County, and they say an investigation is underway after a young boy's body was found early Monday. A man is accused in relation to his death. He's also accused of taking the body across state lines. So let's head to KCTV 5 and hear what they have to say about this young guy being killed.
Lynn County investigators are working to determine how a 13-year-old boy died yesterday morning. Someone reported Aaron Andula missing on Sunday. Searchers quickly began looking for him. Today, deputies arrested his neighbor on a charge of abandonment of a corpse. KCTV5's Morgan Rydell joins us live in the Holiday Lakes community in Lynn County. Morgan, what did you learn?
Well, we spoke with that little boy's family just a few moments ago, and you'll hear their heartbreaking reaction here soon. But court documents say police arrested 47-year-old Damon Leonard yesterday. He told officers he knew where Aaron was. According to those court documents, Leonard led detectives across the state line from here into Missouri. They found the boy's body in rural Bates County. Leonard lives just down the street from Aaron's home. I spoke with Aaron's parents today about their loss. He was an older brother to two sisters. The holidays now bring heartbreak for this family.
He's never coming home. It's Christmas time. He was such a good boy. He never once got in trouble. He wasn't the rough boy. He was I called him Mama's little princess because that is exactly what he was. He didn't go far. He never left without us knowing where. And he was so super smarter than we ever thought he would be.
Leonard is being held on a $100,000 bond and is expected due in court next month. Reporting live, Morgan Wright.
What a sad story for the parents. They're saying Aaron Andula was last seen near Pleasanton, Lynn County. They say that he was reported missing on Sunday evening, sparking a search of a wooded area in Missouri, as well as trailers, homes, and outbuildings in a lake community. Crews suspended their search early Monday due to dangerous conditions. They eventually resumed their search, resulting in the discovery of Andula's body in a ravine across the Missouri state line. The offender, Damon Leonard, 47, allegedly called Bates County Police and told them he knew where the body was, and he told the police he was not alive and that he was dead. According to the sheriff, Leonard confessed to transporting the teen's body from Kansas to Missouri, leaving him in a creek bed in Bates County. They said Leonard's connection to Andula was not disclosed. However, KCTV reported that Leonard lives in Pleasanton, which is not far from where the young boy was last seen riding his bike before he vanished on Sunday. The young boy's cause of death is not disclosed at this time. Leonard has pleaded not guilty to felony abandonment of a corpse. He remains in jail on a $100,000 cash-only bond, and he'll be back in court on January 15. I have way more questions, like, is there no murder charge? And why did a boy disappear while riding his bike like it's the 1980s? And we're all going to find out about it in 35 years' time on Netflix. So, yeah, we've had a lot of dobbers tonight. We've had a lot of criminals confessing tonight, haven't we? 2 in a row today. Aaron Andula. Let me look what else I can find about the kid. It's really sad. I feel sorry, like, especially at this time of year. It's awful.
Teenager is dead. KMBC getting answers about the investigation. Good evening. I'm Matt Fleener. Bria is off tonight. That investigation now spans both sides of the state line. Police are trying to solve why 13-year-old Aaron Andula died. Aaron Andula first went missing 2 days ago from the Holiday Lakes neighborhood.
They come down and told us that Jessica Verby is gone.
Aaron's parents, Charles and Anita, are heartbroken. They want to know exactly what happened to their son after he was last seen riding on his bike away from his home.
I kept saying he's not in the woods. It's not him. He knows he's woods. Something happened. He's hurt somewhere, being held somewhere, or he's in a vehicle in another state by now.
Tuesday, police found the 13-year-old dead 30 minutes from his home across the state line. His parents say a neighbor up the street is now the man police have in custody. Court documents say Damon Leonard called deputies in Bates County, Missouri, saying he knew the child was dead and knew where the body was. Leonard then led deputies to the location. Aaron's body was found down a large ravine in a creek bed. Leonard then admitted to transporting the body himself. Aaron's parents have big questions they want solved.
I want to know myself. How did he get from there to there? What happened here that threw up the red flag and he found over here?
Now, detectives with KCK police are investigating due to a conflict of interest with local agencies. Leonard, by the way, charged with abandonment of a corpse in Bates County. The probable cause states charges are expected to be filed in Kansas.
Yes, I agree with you all in the chat. There is something missing from this story about how, like, why is there no kidnapping charge? If you take a 13-year-old boy off his bike and he ends up dead across state lines, like, where is the FBI involvement in this type of thing? That's a young kid, 13-year-old boy. How, like the dad says, how did he get across state lines and into a ditch, a ravine in Missouri? There's something here that they're not telling us. I really hope that Damon Leonard is not a PDF type person. I hope he's not big with Adobe. I really hope that's not what's going on here. But there's just no other information about exactly like who this guy is and how he got a hold of the 13-year-old. It's strange here. A Kansas man is behind bars after a 13-year-old boy who lived nearby was reported missing and later found dead, with investigators saying the man played a role in disposing of the teen's body. How did he end up dead then? Oh, according to his mother, the teen was mauled by dogs. His body was discovered in Bates County, Missouri, after the suspect led investigators to the location. Huh? So he was mauled to death by dogs. Then why did this guy pick him up, take him across state lines, and dump him in another county? Did the dogs belong to this guy? Was the kid riding past his home? The dogs got out, attacked the young boy, mauled him to death, and then he figured out that the kid was dead, panicked, put the kid in the trailer or the trunk, drove him across state lines into Missouri, and dumped his body. That's the only way I can see this happening, where he's not done for a murder charge or a kidnapping charge or something like that. That is awful. Like, where's the animal charges for having a dangerous animal or something like that? They're saying Leonard is a neighbor who lives up the street from the boy's home. So he doesn't live very far. Leonard's been charged in Bates County with abandonment of a corpse. Court documents indicate additional charges are expected to be filed in Kansas in connection with the boy's death. So there you go. They're saying here, there is Bureau of Investigation crime scene response team involved, and they're saying Kansas City, Kansas Police Department is leading the investigation. Police said they were asked to take over the case because of a conflict of interest. Cause and manner of death of Aaron has yet to be determined. So there you go. We're going to find out more about this in the coming days and after his autopsy is completed. Yeah, they have to be. I Hate Morning says, I think that's what happened. The fact he lives close by is considered a neighbor, and the kid was attacked by dogs. I think that's probably what's happened. The dogs have got out from the property, killed the boy, He's panicked, thrown the boy in his car, and dumped him across state lines. Yeah, it's very, very sad. He should be charged with like having a dangerous animal or having an animal that killed someone, something like that. Yeah, I will bring you more about this when we get more from the court about it. So I will keep an eye on it. Darby said something is not adding up. I think it adds up perfectly now that we know about the dog attack. I think, and the fact that Leonard lives nearby. I think the story is perfectly clear now about what happened. That's really sad. Can you imagine that death? Being attacked and killed by a pack of dogs. It's an awful death, very painful. And that little boy's last moments on this earth were one of fear and unfortunately a lot of pain. It's not a very nice story at all. And I hate to leave you on that story. I feel terrible about it. But it is a true crime channel, unfortunately. And we deal with very, very awful subjects. I will keep an eye on it. I will set up an alert. So anything that should come through about Aaron, I will get an alert about it, and we can keep on top of it. Yeah, it is horrific. I agree. Tell a joke. I don't. My jokes come in the form of making fun of other things. They don't come in the form of me, like a comedian does jokes. My jokes are more sarcastic and got a lot of sass to them. All right, one more, because I don't want to do something that's so horrific to end the show. One more. It's like a band. One more. If you watch Stranger Things, tomorrow Stranger Things will come out with another few episodes before their final episode on New Year's Eve. So we're going to head back to DeKalb County, and I want to show you something. There was a young girl who fell at a filming location for Stranger Things. Did you guys hear about this one? She was exploring an abandoned hospital where they filmed part of the Stranger Things show, and unfortunately, she fell to her death while on the property. So I'll bring it to you.
Are urging people to avoid exploring abandoned buildings after his 19-year-old daughter died last week. Now, police say the victim and her friends were checking out a building owned by Emory University on Briarcliff Road, known for being a filming site for the Netflix show Stranger Things, when she fell to her death. Annie Mapp is live there now. Annie, you talked with the father. He has that warning that he wants everyone to hear.
Eric, 19-year-old Leah Palmerado's father says she was a true adventurer who was known for lighting up any room she walked in. He just wishes she had never walked into that Briarcliff property where police say she took her last breath. As you can see, security is now guarding this property.
She was perfect.
Todd Palmerado Jr. is the father of 19-year-old Leah Palmerado, who DeKalb County police say was exploring an abandoned fenced-off property on Emory University's campus Friday morning. Cops showed up to his door with news that she died.
I was blown away. I just wasn't sure.
Police say the victim was with friends when she fell from the 5-story building. The property is known for its use as a filming location for the Netflix series Stranger Things. Palmerado believes his daughter visited the site more than once.
Going to these places are dangerous, and being with people that we really don't know, like we just kind of just always had something in the back of our mind. Something could happen.
Investigators are still working to determine what led to Leah's fatal fall. Her dad says he's just praying for one thing.
I'm just hoping it was AIDS.
Very sad. We've had a lot of very sad stories right before Christmas. This was the filming location. I believe it is the Hawkins Laboratory on the show Stranger Things. So if you've ever seen Hawkins Lab on Stranger Things, here, I'll try to find a photo. It's interesting that the side street is called Briars Lane, which is funny because one of the families in Stranger Things are the Briars family. Sounds like they were named after the street. So here it is. This is what it looks like with some CGI and some computer stuff done to it. But this is Hawkins Laboratory in Stranger Things. So she knew about it from the show, went there to explore it. But in real life, it does not look like this. It is an abandoned facility, and it definitely does not look like what you think it does with all those satellites and things on the top. This is what it looks like in real life. You can tell it's obviously abandoned, run down, has been stripped, and there's not a lot of it left. And you can tell they've put a lot of like CGI into it to make it look like it has been maintained in the TV show. So there it is again, and that's what it looks like from the actual show. So yeah, there you go. She probably went there because she knew it from the series on Netflix, and that she lived nearby, thought it was an exciting thing to do, and somehow slipped and fell to her death, unfortunately, from an unsecured platform, and unfortunately died a very tragic death right before Christmas. So, all right. I love you all. I'm going to get out of here for this Christmas Eve, but we have a really big Christmas Day show. I'm going to be on for a large majority of the day to hang out with you guys. If you guys don't want to see your family on Christmas Day, that's okay. You can hang out with Ping. I don't believe Trish is going to do a show, or if she is, it's going to be very short. So I suspect that it'll only be like under an hour or something that night. I will be here though with you for multiple hours on Christmas Day. We're going to have some fun. We have some USA food to taste test. We have some Australian Christmas food that we're going to show you, and then we're going to eat it. And then we have a Kit Kat cabin to build. Me and Mrs. Ping are going to do that for you on the live stream. And then we're going to talk some true crime as well. All right. I love you all so much. Thank you to the people who supported the channel and the nice Christmas wishes in the donation messages. That is very, very kind. I appreciate all of you. Thank you very much. And your support of the channel does not go unnoticed. You know, being a small creator, we have to fight and claw for everything that we do, make, everything. We can't just be one of these 100,000 subscriber channels where we just get a huge check at the end of the month. It's unfortunate, but maybe one day. Gayla said, have a fantastic Christmas. I hope your day is filled with love, laughter, and family. Yeah, to all of you too, to all of my Australians, have a great Christmas tomorrow. I will not be here. I will be doing a family event, and then I will be back for Boxing Day and American Christmas. So I'll be here for American Christmas. Yes, she did like the photo. Yes, she thought it was very cute. So, yeah, she definitely saw it. Hold on, we can put it up again if I can find it. Is it this one? No. I don't know where it is. I don't have it, unfortunately. I think it must be my downloads. Unfortunately, I don't have it. It must be in my email or something like that. So that's okay. Mrs. Ping saw it though. All right. Kathy said, why is it called Boxing Day? I think because it's when everyone put their boxes out on the street. At least I think that's why. Hold on. It comes from giving Christmas boxes of gifts or money to servants, tradespeople, and the poor who worked on Christmas Day, allowing them the next day off to spend with family and share their boxes. They're saying they're not quite sure why it's called that, Another theory links it to church alms boxes filled with donations all year and opens on December 26th for distribution to the needy, coinciding with St. Stephen's Day. I mean, it could be. I think a lot of people think of it as the day you pack up your Christmas tree, but I don't think it's really. Yeah, I think I like the one about giving back to the poor and allowing people who work Christmas Day a day off as well on Boxing Day. That is a great. I like that one. I like that theory better. So yeah, we have Boxing Day here, which is the day after Christmas. It is also a public holiday. So we have sort of 2 days. You box everything up. Yeah. That's sort of what I always thought it was for. Is that what it is? You have a boxing match? Yeah, it's not about sport. No. All right. I love you all. Have a great Christmas Eve tomorrow. I'm sorry I won't be here for it, but I will be here Christmas Day. So enjoy the day without me tomorrow, but I will be back for your Christmas Day in the Northern Hemisphere. And then we get to start the party to New Year's Eve. And we always have a great time New Year's Eve. We do like a 6-hour live show on New Year's Eve, and we go East Coast to West Coast and watch it all bring in the new year. So we have a really long show on New Year's Eve. So tune in for that. We are definitely going to tune into the Potato Drop. It is the crowd favorite on this channel to watch the Potato Drop in Idaho. And we will do it again this year. All right. I love you all. Merry Christmas to everyone. Have a great holiday tomorrow to my Australians. And I will be back on Boxing Day / American Christmas. Good night, everyone. Bye.